Have you ever... Oh, that's the wrong skin. Have you ever had a time when you thought to yourself, boy, I made a silly mistake, let's make sure never to do that again? Well, you'll be happy to know I didn't make the same mistake as last episode with my audio. I made a completely different audio-related mistake. Thankfully, we didn't lose all of the audio this time, but we did lose a large chunk of it. So once again, I'm going to be catching you up on things that you really shouldn't need to be caught up on. The biggest thing to note is that we have moved all of our various contraptions, at least mostly. We are slowly converting all of the different machines that we built over to use Frogports. Look at these guys, these are my new best friends. I love frogs in real life, I love frogs in Minecraft, and now I love frogs in the Create mod. Because these guys are able to move items in and out of storage systems, put them onto these chain conveyors, and then we can transport those pretty much anywhere that we want. So to give you an example of that, we've got our sawmill moved over here. If we come to our main storage room, where we have set a few extra things up, we've got Bartholomew over here, and we've got his new best friend who we don't actually have a name for. Let me know in the comments if you have a suggestion for that. But let's talk to Bart really quick, and let's say that we want to thaw some planks. We've got a bunch of spruce planks in here. What we can do is click on this little tag here, and you can see we have a bunch of different options here. I'm going to click on the sawmill, which all of these options are listed on this clipboard, and they all correspond to different Frogports. You can see the ones we have in here have names over the top of them. We go back in and we grab that plank again, and we send it to the sawmill. See that one of our Frogports just opened up its mouth, and now this package is moving through the factory, gets to here, gets grabbed by another Frogport, and then the items, oh, it happened so fast that I didn't follow it all. The plank was put through the sawmill, put into another package by a Frogport, brought back to here to this same frog, and now if we go slabs, I mean, we already had a bunch of slabs in here, but I promise it was cut into slabs. So I've set this up to be used with each one of the machines that we already had made. We've got the sawmill, we've got our press, we've got the crafter, which took a painfully long time to figure out. We've got our crusher over here, which had to get a little bit creative in terms of space. I'm sure there's a more compact way to do this, but I couldn't quite figure out what it was. We've also hooked up at least our washer over here, although I do plan to redesign this entire thing just to make it work a little nicer. And the reason why this is all so cool is because it can all be controlled from our storage area here. So I don't even have to leave this room to get any of those things made. So for example, if we want to make another stock link, we've got the supplies for that. If you're using JEI, EMI, one of those, then you can autofill the recipe. You can see craft stock link, and it is putting the items automatically into this bar here. If we send those over to our crafter, send that request, then the package is going to head over here again, come to the crafter, grabbed by that. If you insert a package that already has a recipe into a crafter, then it will automatically put that recipe in here. Only does one at a time as far as I can tell though, so it's not great for bulk crafting, but if you just need one thing that's in your storage system, then you can make that. If we come in here, you can see that we now have 4 stock links instead of 3. So we're still in the midst of redesigning the factory, but we have another thing to show you, and that's going to require jumping into the Nether. You'll notice we are in a slightly different place than we were before. In fact, we are all the way up at the bedrock roof. Now, I made a slight mistake when putting this pack together because I thought to myself, hey, wouldn't it be fun if we had an even taller Nether than normal? And so we put a data pack into here which doubles the height of the Nether. So you can see that we are at Y256. The problem is, by doubling the height of the Nether, we weren't able to place blocks up here initially, which is why the portal is down here. I have since fixed that issue, so we will get our portals moved up here before too long, but you can see we have a second portal which leads into a stronghold. Yes, I know the portal's off-centered, don't worry, it's bothering me too. I'll fix it eventually. But as you can probably guess, we got together the ingredients that we needed in order to make our way into the end and fought the dragon. And luckily, that part of the clip does have audio, so let's take a look at how that went. Okay, here we are. Got pretty much all of the equipment we're going to need. Set down a bed, set our spawn point, and put a purple sheet on it because why not? I probably should have brought a chest or something to keep extra items in, but being prepared couldn't be me. Right, let's take care of this. 3, 2, 1. And here we are, right on the edge, of course. Let's just dig our way up. There we go. Thinking about it, I didn't bring any sort of pumpkin, so probably would have been a good idea, but oh well. Let's just take these guys out. That's 1, 2. I see you, I see you. Come on, that first shot almost hit it. We can bucket our way up. I'm nervous about placing down blocks because I didn't think to bring ones that were dragon-proof. Please don't knock us off. That would be very rude. Okay, let's just put that guy down. And we should be able to get the rest from up here without too much trouble. I've never been the best with bows, but since I started this channel and started, putting a bit more effort into it, I've noticed myself getting better. So, hey, bow combat, not too bad. I think it's just the 2 in the cages now. Can we get the fancy corner shot? Let's find out. Yes, we can. But can we do it twice in a row? Ah, nearly. Come on, thread the needle, boom. Beautiful, all crystals are down. So now all we have to do is take out the mama. All right, just facing that way. Ooh, let's turn you down a little bit. Am I not getting the crits at all? Because I'm not seeing sparkles. Should be able to just take her out without too much trouble. I thought about adding some sort of difficulty mod for the dragon fight, but I wanted to keep this particular playthrough pretty exclusive to just the create mod and a few adjacent mods, so nothing like that, although I would love to use something like that in the future. And she is really not wanting to come down. There we go. Take a shot for every time I've said there we go in this episode, and you won't make it to the end. Alright, we roosting? We're roosting. Give her some space, get around to the back. I'm not seeing crit sparkles, so apparently I'm just bad, but you know what? That's fine. We're taking her down little at a time. Ow. Are we... Oh, we've angered the locals. Maybe I should have worn a pumpkin, but no, I think we're fine. We're not going to be able to get our water back until that breath runs out, though. Alright. She's down. Might make it on this round. Probably not. She's probably going to get away with a tiny bit of health left. Are we? Oh, we're in the nest. Oh. Oh, dang it. That was close. Ooh. Someone's got other side. Hang on one moment. I need to take care of this friend. Yeah, killing the dragon is important, but getting a backpack potentially with the other side is more important. Now they seem to have vanished. I'm just gonna hang out here in the water, slowly bowing her to death while we wait for that Enderman to regain interest, or I'm going to miss all of my shots. That one seems... Oh, well, apparently not. Can we take her out before she perches? There's a little window now when you can. No, not happening this time, but that's all right. Oh, she's facing straight towards us. Not a problem. There we go. Get all of the bits and bobs before she dies. All right, friend. Let's finish taking you out. Come on. The real challenge in this fight. There we go. Did we get your backpack? Yes, we did. Did we get your disc? Yes, we did. Probably not the most exciting dragon fight that we've seen on the channel, but we've seen many of them on the channel, so I figured I'd give you guys a break from those. Last point of order, let's get this egg off of the pedestal, dig our way down, torch that up, and beautiful, the next generation. If I were a bigger fan, this is where I'd make a Star Trek joke. After defeating the dragon, we found and raided this end city over here. This was another part that we lost the audio for, so unfortunately we don't have the raw stuff for that. I guess I could try to dub over the existing footage, like some sort of reaction video, but I have neither the time nor the patience for that. Anyway, the rest of the city is not exactly much to write home about, although do we have an end chest or anything in this section? Doesn't look like it. I think that when I finish the pack that I'm currently putting together, we are going to add some slightly better end cities because the vanilla ones, as you can tell, can be a little underwhelming. There's another city right to the north of us here. That's lovely. That's also not north. I know how directions work. Let's grab the elytra first. I don't know why I pronounce it elytra. It's supposed to be, I think it's elytra, right? Or yeah, elytra, because it's like the beetle carapace. Or like the, you know, the part of the beetle that's not the wing, but the editor me put it on screen.
Elytra.
Which also makes it a little bit weird that that is the name of the item we use to fly, considering that that is not what's used for flight in actual beetles. Look, I put a lot of time into my biology degree. I need to use it at some point. Hello friends, don't mind me just stealing all of your loot. Probably ought to murder these guys as well, but honestly, I don't love fighting shulkers, so we'll just take out a few. I guess I should save at least one shulker to make a farm at some point, but honestly, with all of the options available to us through the Create mod, as well as this pack in general, we kind of don't need to rely on shulkers that much. But I am going to shove at least one of these elytra? It's one of those, and I cannot for the life of me remember which one is correct. But we'll shove that into a shulker box so that we can... That's not at all what that's called. Look, I was expecting to have this video edited and uploaded by this point, so I'm a little bit frazzled. But we don't need to know what things are called in Minecraft, we just need to know that they're a pain to deal with. At some point, we are going to get an end update. I don't know if it'll happen soon. Minecraft Live is coming up, so hey, maybe you guys already know whether or not we're getting one. But it would be nice if they took a little bit of time to maybe rethink the shulker system. There we go. 6 plus the ones that I put into my boxes earlier. I think that's going to be alright for now. We've got our elytra, which is the main thing. And yes, I do have the cape layer disabled because if I turn it on, then this happens. It has something to do with the accessory slot mod that we're using. Try and get that figured out eventually. Ooh, while we're here, we might as well grab some of these chorus succulents. These are from Ents Delight, which is an add-on for Farmer's Delight, which I really haven't gotten into very much. Honestly, I think the only types of food that I've made in this entire series have been bread, cabbage rolls, and sausage stew? Sausage and potatoes, this stuff. All of which are delicious, but are kind of a waste of the mod's abilities. In fact, you know what? I want to make at least one new type of food before we finish things up for today. What about pumpkin soup? It uses a bunch of ingredients that we already have access to and restores a whole ton of both hunger and saturation. The main ingredient in pumpkin soup is going to be a bunch of pumpkin slices, and we've already got sausage and lettuce left over from previous crafts. Because I don't have very many buckets made, I think we should be able to get away with making a bunch of glass bottles for this. Because in Farmer's Delight, bottles can also be used to hold milk. Now, can we pull it directly out? No, I think we have to craft it. Wait, what am I doing? Let's just move the tank upgrade over to our large backpack. That should make things much easier because we can just grab the milk directly out of here. And boom, just like that, 16 bottles of milk. I didn't realize we got 4 bottles of milk for every bucket, so we gathered way more than we needed. Oh, and this thing is still full of sausage and potatoes, so we'll have to eat that over time. But we should now be able to go milk bottle, Hoglin sausage, cabbage leaves, and what was the last ingredient? Well, of course, it was pumpkin slices. So over time, those will craft up, and oh, I didn't think about it. It drops the glass bottles off to the side. We'll have to figure out a way to catch those the same way that we have with our skillet. It looks like they always drop on the opposite side of this little stirring rod here. So maybe we make an extra space here, add another basket, and we'll just have that to catch anything that falls out. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, what we could do is we could just move the basket here, move the skillet here, place it facing backwards like that. And in theory, now all of our bottles should automatically go into here. Let's see. Once that finishes up the next one, there we go. Yes, that's automatically dropping things off into the middle. So now we should have a perfect, not at all scuffed cooking process. Let's craft up a few more bowls to hold that. I could just do these in a crafting table, but this is so much fun. And you know what? I'm not even going to wait. We're just going to grab the package and boom, we've got our bowls. Let's give this soup a try. Just grab a few bowls of that. Beautiful pumpkin soup. Might need to damage ourselves a little bit in order for this to work. Ooh, that's a little bit more than I was expecting. Thankfully, we have pretty good armor, and as soon as we eat one of these pumpkin soups, look at that. We've made the advancement comforting, which I believe means that we're not able to be poisoned or have hunger or slowness? I'm trying to remember the list. It's poison, hunger, slowness, and possibly weakness, I believe. So while we have the comfort effect, we can't gain any of those effects. If I'm wrong about that, I'll put a little thing at the bottom of the screen telling you otherwise. But there we have it. We have a lovely new food source to put into our food bag. And I think that's going to be it for this episode. Sorry it was a bit of a short one, but I need to get this edited and out to you guys as soon as I can. Leave a like if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and as always, be good to each other, be good to yourselves, and I will catch you on the airwaves. Stay tuned.